We are live. We are live. Welcome to College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do us well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and your friends if you want to support this college football rebel outpost. If you want to support the home for the true college football sickos with a donation to help us keep the lights on, hit that dollar sign where you make your comment, and I'll get to your super chat as quick as I possibly can. Welcome everybody into the studio that sits on the corner, the very corner of Keith Jackson Parkway and Kurt Gowdy Avenue. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to become a legend with your comments and with your phone calls. Thanks for joining us on an early Saturday afternoon. We are 9 Saturdays away from the college football season starting, and we're going to talk some college football today. We are going to do the PATC spotlight on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Yes, we are. We're going to throw the spotlight on the Irish. We're going to break it all down. That is our spotlight team for today on June 28th. We're going to get into that. It's going to be, look, we had a spotlight on LSU yesterday. And I keep saying I think LSU is going to go 10-2 into the playoffs. Even they lose their first game against Clemson, I think LSU has an opportunity to go 9-3 and still get into the playoffs. If the LSU Tigers had Jeremiah Love, they would be challenging Texas for the SEC championship if they had a Jeremiah Love. Notre Dame, again, they are stacked. They're going to the playoffs again. No question about it. They are absolutely stacked. Now, of course, they do have one big question mark, and that's C.J. Carr. An incredible talent out of high school. He looked fantastic in spring ball. You ask any fighting Irish fan, C.J. Carr, his ceiling is so much higher than Riley Leonard and basically every other quarterback they've had there for a very long time. C.J. Carr, he hasn't faced any live bullets. So, how fast does he pick it all up? How fast is he able to play effective quarterback in South Bend? They got a great defense. They got a great running game. If C.J. Carr can, in that wide receiver room that I've been picking on for the last couple of years, well, they grew up. They grew up at the end of last year. Jaden Greathouse was phenomenal in the playoffs. Finally, he broke through. So we're going to talk about Notre Dame. We're going to talk about C.J. Carr spotlight. Now, there are question marks around suddenly the quarterback position at the BYU Cougars. There is a report out today from the Salt Lake Tribune. And there is a question that they asked. Will BYU Cougars need to bench Jake Retzlaff? Because Jake Retzlaff has denied he's trying to get that sexual assault suit case thrown away, dismissed. But Jake Retzlaff did, in his filing, admit to some activities that would possibly violate the honor code at BYU. So the question is, will Jake Retzlaff be benched? Will he be suspended for 5 or 6 games? And if that happens, McKay Hillstead, the transfer from Utah State, what does that do for BYU going into 2025? Because we all have them. We all have them as a big-time contender to win the Big 12 championship. Now, I do not have them at this point. That could change. But I don't have BYU in the Big 12 championship game this year. I got my surprised Baylor Bears going against Arizona State. But BYU is right up there, in my opinion. Right up there with Kansas State. No question about it. Knocking on the door. Right up there with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. But now there are questions about Jake Retzlaff. So we're going to get into that. We're going to go through a little bit of the article that came out, the reporting that came out on the Jake Retzlaff situation. We're going to go through that. Also, we're going to try something. We're going to try something. And by the way, if Jake Retzlaff gets benched, then the question is, will he transfer? this is his final season. Will he transfer? And would there be any interest in Jake Retzlaff if this case is not adjudicated by the start of the season? But we'll get into all that. But we're going to try something different today. We're going to try something different during the whole season. Now, you all know. All of you know. Great for Trojan, C.J. Carr, Lloyd Carr's grandson. All of you know. Yes, Baylor. We did a breakdown on Baylor a couple days ago. Go watch it. On a live show, I think it was 2 live shows ago, we did the Baylor Bears Spotlight. They won 9 games last year, and look at their offense. Everybody's coming back. They added pieces. They're all seniors and juniors. Whew. Come on. Anyways, the surprise team, Baylor Bears in the Big 12 Championship. We're going to do something different this year. You know, every year for the 3 years we've been a college football YouTube channel, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being a member. Thank you so much for being a member of the PATC family. You and I have gotten back and forth at each other. We make our predictions against the spread every single week. It has been Greg the Cooler. Greg the Cooler versus the PATC geniuses. I make my picks. You make your picks by the polls. You guys vote on who you're going to take in the spread, and we take the winner of your polls, and that is your selection. This year, we're going to try. This year, it's going to be Greg the Cool. It's going to be Greg the Gold versus the PATC geniuses versus artificial intelligence, AI. Now, again, I have warned you all that this is the year of Greg the Gold. That you guys are going to get destroyed this year. Absolutely destroyed. I might add that artificial intelligence has got nothing when it comes to competing against Greg the Gold. Are the geniuses in the lead, Jeff Olson? We both had the same record against the spread the last 2 years. So the PATC geniuses have been as bad as Greg the Cooler. But then again, 2025, it's Greg the Gold. Lock after lock after lock. That's not fake gold, numbskull news. It's the real deal Holyfield, baby. Okay, let's get to it. So on this show, I don't use Grok and Chat GP. I don't use any of this stuff. I'm 57 years old. I'm from North Minneapolis, Robbinsdale. We are poor, we are stupid, but we are authentic. We don't use this stuff. We're just a bunch of Northern Minneapolis Catholics, Irish, and we're not. But I'm going to use it today. But for the very first time in my life, yes, I'm way behind. I watched Coach Coop live show. That guy does a great job. He does a college football YouTube channel for the Miami Hurricanes. And he used it last night, and he used it to, he wanted the artificial intelligence to predict the Miami Hurricane season. So that is what we're going to do today. We're going to take a few of your teams, you guys' teams. We're going to write a question, and we're going to have artificial intelligence tell us what is going to happen. Since everybody uses it, since it's so smart, it uses all this computer, all this knowledge, all this information. It goes all tumbling down into one bucket, and it gives us the result. Yeah, we'll see about that. So we're going to have some fun using that later on in the show. I want to thank everybody joining us here. We're just going to have some, well, we're going to talk about a serious topic, but then we're going to have some fun on this show. Steele Austin is in the house. Ryan Brooks is here. Ryan Brooks, we did an LSU breakdown spotlight yesterday on the live show. Al Woody is in the house. Almighty Finn. Preston from Greensboro. Jeff Morgan, Gold Mountaineers. Penn State, Bob Swanger. J. Chapman. My Prof is in the house. The Evil Badger. The Evil Badger has snuck in through the back window. I would not let him go through the front door, but he has gotten in the back window. He's in the chat room. Jeff Olson, the Evil Badger. Jay Chapman, the Almighty Finn. Lee, Bill G. Stormy Cyclone is in the house. Thomas is here. Thanks for coming on in, Thomas. I appreciate it. The Grateful Trojan. Thumbs down on the fight in Irish. He probably ain't. Grateful Trojan is not going to like what I say about Notre Dame today. I can tell you that. Kenneth Strom is BYU Cougar. Nick Kelso's in the house. There is the Horn Frog. Numbskull News. BYU will rise again. They might not even lose Jake Retzlaff. The question is, are they going to bench him? Because it sounds like I'm not guys, we're covering this because a major newspaper at Utah is covering it. Everybody's covering it out there. It sounds like Jake Retzlaff might have admitted to something that would break the honor code. But I am not an expert. I'm going to let you guys tell me. I'm going to let you guys explain it to me. I'm just going to report what has been reported. I'm not even going to give an opinion on it, other than we'll go down the rabbit holes of potential outcomes when it comes to all this. AMAC is in the house. The Colorado Buffalo Richard L. is here. Lee is here. K. Nurin is here. BYU will bench Jake, but they will win with defense. Wow. They could. They have. They did last year, and they also won, tough running back from LJ Martin. Chase Roberts, he moves the chains. 3rd down and 6, find Chase Roberts in a crossing route. But Jake Retzlaff, some of those fourth quarter drives, there was special stuff going on. That kid's a tough kid under fire. So we got to give Jake Retzlaff his flowers. But we got to give the defense his flowers. No question, Kay. No question. Stephen McNeely, 8 weeks to week 0, is in the house. Breeze in Georgia is here. Edward Douglas Ministries is here. Edward the Auburn Tiger is here. Who else? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yo. What is up? Okay, let's get to it. Let's start with, of course, Notre Dame. The fight in Irish. PATC Spotlight. We'll get to your phone calls, but we got a monologue to get through. But if you do lay down a super chat, I'll get to that as quick as I can. But in the meantime, we've got a monologue. We got a lot of stories to cover on an early Saturday afternoon. You better subscribe to our channel, and you better have your notifications turned on, because we could come on later tonight. Breaking news, we cover it all. So keep your head on a swivel. Subscribe and have those notifications turned on. CJ Carr. Now, look, he came in with a lot of fanfare last year as a true freshman. He wasn't going to beat out Riley Leonard. He wasn't even going to be the backup quarterback. We saw that. He wasn't the guy who came in when Riley Leonard was down and out. Right? But CJ Carr was the future for Notre Dame. And the future is now. All spring reports. The spring football game they had, CJ Carr was phenomenal. Maybe that's a fluke. Maybe it was too easy for him. Maybe he knows what, practicing against the same defense. The defense aren't getting fancy. They're not doing fancy blitz. We all know that. We get it. But CJ Carr looked the part. He looked the part in high school. He looked the part in camp. We're going to find out a lot about Notre Dame in that opening game against the Miami Hurricanes. What a fascinating opening game for both those programs. Miami did not have a defense. It wasn't worth a lick. If it would have been an average defense, Miami would have been in the playoffs. But they had no defense. They went and poached my beloved Minnesota Golden Gopher defensive coordinator, Heatherman. And now he is the guy who is calling the shots. Miami picked up Carson Beck. But I'm telling you guys something. I like Carson Beck. I know a lot of you don't. But I tell you this, you're not going to be able to throw against Notre Dame. That secondary this year, I know they lost Xavier Watts. I get it. But they got another safety guy who's been there. They've got cornerbacks. They've got Leonard Moore. Come on. They are absolutely going to be phenomenal, the Irish, on defense. We'll get to that in a moment. CJ Carr. Now, if CJ Carr is ahead of schedule, Notre Dame is a national title contender. But because he hasn't faced the live bullets yet, I can't put Notre Dame in the championship game. But they're going to the playoffs. They're going to be a factor once again. And namely, it's because of this guy, Jeremiah Love. Absolute superstar. He's in my Heisman watch top 6. Garrett Nussmeier, no particular order here. Garrett Nussmeier, Cade Klubnik, Arch Manning, Sam Leavitt, the great wide receiver of the Buckeyes, Jeremiah Smith, and Jeremiah Love of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Those are the 6, in my opinion, on the Heisman watch. Jeremiah Love was spectacular last year. Absolutely phenomenal. You saw what he did in the playoffs. And by the way, he was all nicked up. He was injured. He wasn't just hurt. He was injured. And you saw the plays that he made for Notre Dame. He is going to be the guy everyone is going to want to watch during the season. Jeremiah Love is going to be a top 10 draft pick in the NFL draft. This is a true combination of elite athletic ability, a track star. He was a hurdle track star, plus being a really, really good running back. Like, he's got the instincts. He's not just a track star carrying the rock. He's got running back instincts, and he's an athletic freak. Jeremiah Love is the straw that stirs the drink. And of course, over 1,100 yards, 6.9 yards per average. I mean, it's just crazy. 17 rushes, touchdowns, 28 receptions. And they got a great RB2 who is back. Jadarian Price, 6.2 yards per average rush. Unbelievable. 746 yards rushing, 7 rushing TDs. They don't use them out of the backfield much on the pass plays, but Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love, holy smokes. We talked about it earlier. Jaden Greathouse finally broke out. Didn't do a whole lot as a true freshman. No problem. First half of his sophomore year, not all that good. But he broke out at the end, and his play in the playoffs was absolutely spectacular. Jaden Greathouse. CJ Carr is going to be looking for him. CJ Carr is going to be looking for him. And now, the man, Leonard Moore. When we did a Notre Dame game early in the season, we all noticed number 15. The guy he was covering could not get open. The announcers were saying, who is this guy? I was yelling on the microphone, this guy's making play after play. They cannot throw against this cat. He was a true freshman last year. He played 16 games last year. Teams were going away from this guy last year. The second half of the season, no one would throw against him. Leonard Moore, 34 solo tackles, 48 combo, 2 tackle for losses, 2 interceptions, 11 pass defenses, 2 forced fumbles. They quit throwing against him. Leonard Moore is going to be an NFL superstar. He's still got 2 more years with Notre Dame. So watch number 15. Watch Leonard Moore for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And this is their football schedule. They got that start against Miami. Boy, oh boy. That's going to be a fun game. Sunday night, ABC. You know we're going to do a watch party on that. We're going to be doing a watch party on that. Carson Beck, don't look at Leonard Moore. Miami's going to have to run the ball on Notre Dame. Kind of try to do what Northern Illinois did last year. Inside handoffs, because Notre Dame has got athletes in the secondary. It's just not Leonard Moore back there. Then they play Texas A&M back to back. Now they're going to have a week off. They have a quick bye week. Miami, then they play A&M, then Purdue, Arkansas, that Boise State, and North Carolina State, USC. That game's at home. They go to Boston College, Navy, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Stanford. The back half of that schedule is pretty good for Notre Dame. I mean, they're gonna win a lot of games. Numbskull News says Notre Dame goes 11-1. A loss to Miami, number 1 seed. Holy smokes. Stormy Cyclone. How is Arch Manning a Heisman candidate without playing 1 full season yet? Great question. But as you know, Stormy, I am the conductor on the Arch Manning hype train. I am the conductor of the train. I'm up front. There's barely enough room for the fat guy in Minnesota to squeeze in. But I'm doing this train. Whatever we do with the train, I don't know. Choo choo. I am the conductor. I believe in Arch Manning. I've been saying it. I watched his high school tapes. His anticipation throws. He throws the receivers open. He's got a whole lot of athletic ability that the other Manning boys didn't have. Well, his grandfather did, Arch Manning. I'm just saying, I am a complete believer. I am a complete believer. You just froze him. I don't think so. It's Greg the Gold this year. It's Greg the Gold. Numbskull News was stormy. I don't believe that. I think Steve Spurrier is wrong. Quinn Ewers had faced the live action. Texas was set up to win the SEC last year. I don't think you pull Quinn Ewers. I don't think you do that. I think it's going to be... Quinn Ewers had a good season last year, but I think it's going to be quite obvious, quite early, that Arch Manning is levels above Quinn Ewers. We shall see. We shall see. Now, so we did the Notre Dame. I hope you enjoyed that spotlight. I think they're going to be very good, and I think they're going to the playoffs. I think I have them, what? Currently, we have them as an 8th seed playing Miami again in the playoffs. But I think I'm going to move Miami out of there. I got to get Louisville in this. I'm a firm believer in Louisville. But we're not going to go down that rabbit hole today. But I do have Notre Dame in the playoffs right now as an 8th seed. Okay, now let's get to the story here. Again, the Salt Lake Tribune. BYU football player says sex was consensual, but LSD church school's honor code could still bench Retzlaff. Now, this is an article of today, June 28th, this morning. Among other things, the honor code prohibits premarital sex and instructs students to live a virtuous life. This is from Kevin Reynolds, the Salt Lake Tribune. As Jake Retzlaff seeks the dismissal of a sexual assault lawsuit filed against him, his new filing could have eligibility implications for the BYU quarterback. Through his attorney, Retzlaff had previously denied the sexual assault allegations against him. But his legal response, filed Friday, he said that he had consensual sex with the woman who has accused him of assaulting her in November of 2023. So, Retzlaff, through his attorney, has admitted consensual sex with the woman. The filing in Utah's 3rd District Court would be considered by officials at BYU. We all know the school is operated by the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints and enforces an honor code that sets guidelines that employees and students are expected to follow. Among other things, the honor code prohibits premarital sex and instructs students to live a chaste and virtuous life. Retzlaff, in his filing, said he and the woman had a normal evening of consensual sexual interaction at his apartment. If school's officials find he violated the BYU honor code, they could suspend him based on past cases. Now, this is the important part that we are covering. They could suspend him they could bench him, BYU, based on past cases. In one high-profile example, BYU dismissed star basketball player Brandon Davies from his basketball team in March of 2011 because he violated the school's honor code provision that prohibits premarital sex. Davies rejoined the team in August of that year. So, Brandon Davies violated the honor code. But he was able to come back to the team. BYU running back Jamal Williams sat out the entire 2015 football season and later revealed that it was due to an honor code violation. I had a girl in my room, he told reporters. The BYU Honor Code Office, meanwhile, states that well over... Whoa. What happened? There we go. The BYU Honor Code states that well over 90% of our cases are resolved with the student remaining fully enrolled at BYU. But if Retzlaff were to receive a lengthy suspension, such as 5 or more games, it could prompt the quarterback to look elsewhere to finish his college career. Retzlaff only has 1 year left of college eligibility after graduating from BYU last year. So this is it. Retzlaff has NFL aspirations, and missing a large chunk of the season could put those in jeopardy. A decision on Retzlaff's football future will likely come quickly as the Cougars begin football practice next month. If Retzlaff were to transfer, he would likely need to be on a roster by that time. So there it is. It's there's a lot of things here. Number one, it's the timing of it. I mean, it is June 28th. June 28th. Retzlaff, if if he's looking to transfer because he thinks there's a good possibility that he's going to be suspended and bench some games in the season, then he's going to have to. I mean, he's going to have to transfer. Now he's a he's a graduate, so he can transfer. It doesn't need to be in the portal. It doesn't need to be in a window. He can go off and transfer. He's a graduate. But, time is of the essence here. If he really wants to lay down a full season being a quarterback, he's going to have to make that decision quickly. But there is the other part of it. Yeah, it looks like I'm no expert. It looks like he might have broken the honor code at BYU. But there's a lawsuit. I mean, there is a lawsuit against the guy. I'm not saying he's guilty. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty. But when you go in the portal and you got this thing hanging over you, not in the portal, I'm sorry, when you're looking to transfer and unfairly or fairly, whatever, you got this thing hanging over you, man. What program is going to give you the keys to the car? the keys to their car. Especially when you're coming in and you're going to be battling for a job during August. And again, this could completely be unfair to Jake Retzlaff. He could be completely innocent of the wrongdoing in a criminal case. But, for other programs that Jake Retzlaff would be interested, Jake Retzlaff has already done the junior college stuff. He's built himself all the way up, quarterback BYU to a sensational year last year. BYU was phenomenal. Knocked on the door to the college football playoffs, knocked down the door to get to the Big 12 championship. But he ain't gonna. He ain't interested in going backwards. So what I'm trying to say is maybe Jake Retzlaff, as crazy as it sounds, go ahead and tell me I'm wrong. But it may be a situation in which Jake Retzlaff won't have an option. He's just going to have to take his medicine at BYU, take his suspension, and then get himself ready to go. Look at BYU's football schedule. Other than, this early season is doable. Portland State, Stanford, going on the road to East Carolina, the Pirates. But you don't play Colorado until September 27th. You're at home against West Virginia. There's a bye week in there. I don't know, guys. I even if there is an honor code violation that BYU says this is an honor code violation and there's a suspension, boy, it would be very difficult for me to see Jake Retzlaff transferring. That's just my opinion. So, unless the case unravels for Jake Retzlaff, if the lady is, from her perspective is telling the truth, and there's evidence and whatever, if everything goes pear-shaped for Jake Retzlaff in that meaning, then he's not gonna survive this season being the quarterback at BYU. But if it's just about the honor code, I think Jake Retzlaff finishes the season at BYU. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. But it's that whole, who's going to take a chance on him? There's got to be a landing spot. He wants to be an NFL quarterback. He wants to play at a program that gives him exposure. He wants the highest level of competition. Do you see a program out there? Let me know in the chat room. Do you see a program out there that would be willing to give Jake Retzlaff the keys to their car with this hanging over him? Possibly completely unfairly. Let me know. Mark Bowman, I believe Tulane's quarterback, not Brian Sullivan, who they got from Iowa, got into some trouble, giving Sullivan his chance. Thank you, Mark Bowman. I appreciate the super chat so very much. Thank you so very much. Brian Sullivan's a tough kid, tell you that. That's going to be interesting. John Teal, does Minnesota need a starting quarterback? No, we don't need a starting quarterback, and that's going to be quite evident early in the season. Drake Lindsey, big time. Now, none of you have seen him play. All reports on Drake Lindsey is if you want to listen to Golden Gopher propaganda, he's the next Josh Allen. He does not like to check down. He's a big guy with the big arm. But no, Minnesota's not going to be going for Jake Retzlaff. Ryan Thomas, Jake's INTs are enough to bench him. Jeez! Ryan Thomas, BYU Cougar fans, they are tough on their team. I tell you, their expectations are sky high. Jake Retzlaff he had some special moments last year, man. He had some special numbskull news. Bama. I don't know, man. Maybe Ty Simpson. Possibly. Tennessee. Ooh. He could battle Aguilar. That's a good one. Tennessee would take him. That is a good one. Holy smokes. Numbskull News. Oh my God. Oh my God. That might be the one. If he does. If he gets benched, we don't even know if he's going to get benched. Maybe BY, I don't know. I'm not an expert in all that. Okay, so that's that story. We had to cover it. Thank you guys so very much. Look, I'm not an expert on the BYU honor code. I know it's been there, and I know there is a past precedent. And it sounds like, according to the news from the Salt Lake Tribune, that Jake Retzlaff has admitted to the consensual sex part of it. So we're going to find the story. There's going to be some resolution to this story real quick. Obviously, BYU, the institution, has got more information now. They got through the lawyer, Jake Retzlaff's own lawyer, admitting to a situation that could potentially break the honor code. And then you've got August Camp coming up. Does Jake Retzlaff transfer? Does BYU give Jake Retzlaff and the football program a pathway for Jake Retzlaff to get back in good graces, to play on the team, to get back on the football field sometime during the season? If the case doesn't go completely pear-shaped on the young man, which it could, I do not know. Okay, I do appreciate you guys, the super chats, supporting this program. Thank you guys for joining us on a Saturday. Now, we're going to try something different here. Okay? I do not know how this is going to... This is live. All of you know, each and one of you know, that I'm not the brightest bulb in the refrigerator. I happen to know where every refrigerator is in every building that I go into, but I'm not very smart. Okay? We're going to start off with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I'm going to tell this AI person, I don't know what name I should call him, predict the Minnesota Golden Gophers football 2025 season, led by QB Drake Lindsay. Going game by game with score predictions give a short explanation on the outcome of each game. Give final, no. Give bowl game, I don't know what I'm doing. Give bowl game results and final CFP rankings. Predict the Minnesota Golden Gophers football 2025 season, led by quarterback Drake Lindsay, going game by game with score predictions. Give a short explanation on the outcome of each game. Give bowl game results and final CFP rankings. If there is a bowl game. If there is the Gophers in the final CFP rankings. Okay, here we go. I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. August 28th against the Buffalo Bulls. Now, I know what you guys is thinking. Oh, this is an easy game for Gophers. This is an easy game for the Golden Gophers. This is an easy game. Stormy Cyclone says an L. The Buffalo Bulls are going to be probably one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the MAC conference this year, guys. So don't get too down on the Gophers if this is a close game. Stormy Cyclone is already predicting a loss. Here it is. They win. The Gophers win 38-14. Home debut under the lights. Lindsay calms any jitters. Efficient passing plus a strong ground game. A strong ground game overwhelms the Buffalo Bulls. That's it, baby. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The Golden Gophers start off 1-0. 1-0. Okay. Second game against Northwestern State. The mighty Northwestern State. The Golden Gophers, 45-10. A chance to refine execution. Lindsay throws for 3+ touchdowns. The defense cruises. Preston from Greensboro says AI is the cold. Chat GPT the cold. Unbelievable. No respect. No respect at all. The Golden Gophers are 2-0. 4 wins away from bowl eligibility. Now they got to go on the road to California. They got to go against transfer quarterback, Buckeye quarterback Devin Brown. Here we go. This is going to be a tight one. This could go either way. They win. Yes! The Golden Gophers. Wait. This artificial intelligence, they are genius. artificial intelligence. Unbelievable. You know what? I think this chat thing is smarter than the fat guy from Minnesota. Chat GPT is brilliant. Gophers 30, California 24, a tougher road test. California's ACC-style offense challenges the Gophers secondary, but Drake Lindsey delivers in the clutch late. I'm telling you, he's the next Josh Allen. The Gophers are 3-0, but they play their first home game against Rutgers. They lost to Rutgers last year. The Gophers were all beat up. Rutgers was coming off a bye week. 27-20. The Gophers defeat Rutgers. An early Big Ten test. Lindsey mixes play action and read option. Rutgers responds, but Minnesota makes key stops late. The Gophers are 4-0. 4-0. 1-0 in the Big Ten. And now they play the Buckeyes on the road at the Shoe. The Gophers are going to pull an upset. The Gophers are going to pull an upset. Here we go. The Gophers are about to go 5-0. Holy smokes. Holy smokes.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
41-20.
Give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my
41-20. The Buckeyes are going to beat the Gophers by 3 touchdowns. Unbelievable. I don't know. I think there was a hiccup in the algorithm in this artificial intelligence. All right. The Gophers are 4-1. 1-1 in the Big Ten. We got to regroup. We got spanked at the Shoe. Okay, at home against Purdue. Now, this is a really good game after you get your butt whipped by the Buckeyes, by Jeremiah Smith, by Moen, by all you Buckeyes out there. We get to go back home. We're playing against Purdue. This should be a win. This should be a win. 31-17. 31-17. Let's go. Let's go. Bounce back game. Lindsey's efficient. Offense clicks. Defense forces turnover. 5-1. 2-1 in the Big Ten. Beautiful. Beautiful. Our next game, oh boy, it's against Nebraska. Now, the Gophers, we got them at home. We've beaten Nebraska 5 straight years. We're going for number 6. 34-21. The Gophers win. Fleck-fueled intensity. Lindsey connects deep. The Gophers exploit Nebraska's rebuilding offensive line. According to artificial intelligence, according to Chat GPT, remember we talk, oh, this is so much smarter than everybody, so much smarter than the fat guy from Minnesota. Well, maybe it is. Maybe AI is really smart. They got the Gophers at 6-1, for God's sakes. Is it 6-1? Yeah, they're 3-1 in the Big Ten. 6-1. I mean, right now the Gophers got an outside shot at the college football playoffs. Let's go! Let's go. Lee says it might be the last win of the season. Come on. Come on, Lee. Look, listen to this artificial intelligence. Iowa, at Iowa. Oh, no! Again, we lose a close one in Kinnick. Lindsey throws a pick in the red zone.
I got nightmares
Every single
in my
bleep
head.
in
I fear
time.
that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.
It is
My mind
a house
fills
of
up into a
horrors in
creature,
Kinnick.
and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Every bleep in time. Every close game we lose. This chat GPT is scary, man. This is exactly how the season's gonna go. I don't even have to watch the season. This is exactly how it's gonna go. My God, I'm going through the whole season, and in a 30-minute, my emotions are going up and down. Lindsey, redshirt freshman quarterback, having a good season, goes on the road to Kinnick, and of course he loses. He does what every other Golden Gopher quarterback has done in the last 50 years in Kinnick. He throws a pick in the freaking red zone. I don't know if we can recover from this. I think Lee might be right. The Gophers are 6-2. They're bowl eligible, so hopefully this artificial intelligence, I did ask, what bowl game are we going to go to? So we're bowl eligible. We're probably going to lose the rest. I do not know how we recover from this. Losing the game, losing the pig once again. We lost the pig once again. Once again, we lose it by a heart-wrenching loss. God, I'm depressed. And we're just, okay. All right. Regroup. Michigan State at home. This should be a win. Aiden Childs. Come on. There it is. 28-24. Hard fought. Lindsey, dual threat ability, breaks the tough Spartans defense. Late field goal, secures it. Let's go. 7-2. We're not going to Detroit for the bowl game. We're not doing that. We're not going there. We're not going to that Arizona baseball field. I don't want to go back to the Mayo Bowl. We already did that last year. Okay. 7-2. We got to go to 8-2. God, we still have to play Oregon. Holy smokes. We're going to get our butts whipped by Oregon. 7-2. Oh, God, it's the next game. At Oregon. Brace for impact. Loss. 38-14. Oregon's speed is too much. Lindsey fights late, but the Gophers can't keep pace. All right. We're 7-3. The Gophers are 7-3, 4-3 in the Big Ten. It's important that we have a winning record in the Big Ten. It's important that we win the Axe. We lost the Pig 21-17. We got to win the Axe. That's not the next game. I don't know who the next game is. We play Wisconsin game 12. We are 7-3. Northwestern, Wrigley Field. We should be able to eke out a win, but it's windy. It's not going to be much of a stadium. Okay. All right. We got it. Neutral site. Cold condition. Lindsey managed the game. Gophers dominate the line. Run to seal 24-16. The Gophers go 8-3. But there's a big difference between going 8-3, between going 8-4, losing the Pig and the Axe, then going 9-3 and winning the Axe. If we go 9-3 here, who knows what bowl game we get? We have to win this game. It's at home. It's for the Axe. Let's go. Wisconsin's had a brutal schedule. Yes! Yes! The Axe stays in Minneapolis. Lindsey leads the final drive. Throws game-winning touchdown with under a minute. Chat GPT is absolutely brilliant. The Axe stays in Minneapolis. Lindsey leads the final drive. Minnesota finishes 9-3 in the Big Ten. 9-3 overall, 6-3 in the Big Ten. Now let's see if it tells us a bowl game in final college football playoff rankings. I don't know if it's going to do that for us. Signature wins against Nebraska. Expected losses at Ohio State, Iowa, Oregon. Bowl projection. The Alamo Bowl. Big 12 game versus Oklahoma State. Now, we did not get in the Citrus Bowl. Tony, we did not get in the Citrus Bowl. Oklahoma State. We win 34-27. We take down the Cowboys. Lindsey goes toe-to-toe with Oklahoma State's quarterback. Makes a big plays in the fourth quarter. Defense bends but doesn't break. The Gophers go 10-3. The artificial, you guys have been right the whole time. Every single one of you has been correct. Every one of you have been correct. Artificial intelligence is very smart. The Gophers go 10-3. They beat Oklahoma State in the Alamo Bowl. Unbelievable. Final record, 10-3. The final CFP rankings. Finished between 14 and 16. The Gophers just outside the top 12. Oh my God. Give Fleck another extension and a big raise. The season narrative highlights. Lindsey transitions from red shirt to confident leader. Over around 3,200 yards, 24 TDs, 9 interceptions. Defense is solid, but occasionally gets gashed by the top-tier teams. Win resumes dominance versus Nebraska. Reclaims Paul Bunyan's. I love you. I love you, chat. I love you, chat GPT. I love you. I think you're the most intelligent person. I mean, whatever you are beautiful. You are absolutely beautiful. Bowl victory continues. Bowl game prowess and builds momentum. Okay. What team do we do next? What do we do next, guys? That was just an example. See, Chat GPT has been out partying all day. Numbskull News wants TCU. Do realignment. No, I'm not going to do that. All right, let's do TCU. Let's do TCU. Holy smokes. 9-3. My goodness. My goodness. Okay, let me Woo! I am exhausted after that. I am absolutely exhausted after that. Okay, Josh Hoover, correct? Okay, so this is what I got, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I got. Thank you, Al Woody. People are congratulating me. We're acting like this is real. But, you know, we got nothing else going on here. Predict the TCU Horned Frogs football 2025 season led by quarterback Josh Hoover. Going game by game with score predictions. Give a short explanation on the outcome of each game. Give bowl game results. And final CFP rankings. So TCU Horned Frogs, they start at North Carolina. They start at North Carolina. My goodness. Are you ready, Numbskull News? Is Numbskull News ready? Here we go. That first game at North Carolina, that's going to be a tough one. Oh, it's not giving us what we got with the Gophers. It's doing something different here. They lose 31-28. Belichick debut gives North Carolina a slight edge. It's giving us something different. A different way of giving us the information. Which is weird. They defeat Abilene Christian 37-21. A tune-up game. Expect Hoover to air it out. SMU, they lose 28-32. Recent history favors SMU. Why is this giving it to me differently? I did it the same way. I just replaced Minnesota and Drake Lindsay. That's all I did differently. And it's giving me a different format. That's kind of weird. They lose to Arizona State. TCU is 1-3. They lost a close game at Arizona State. They defeat Colorado 30-28. You know, you got a tough schedule there. Numbskull News. Kansas State, you lose 24-34. Baylor, you defeat Baylor 32-24. West Virginia, you win a home game 30-27. So I think you're 4-4 at that point. You defeat Iowa State 30-28. Look at all these close games. TCU is in a bunch of close games. 30-28. BYU, you lose by 6. Houston, you win 28-20. Now TCU handles Cincinnati pretty easily, 32-21. You finish 7-5, 4-5 in the Big 12. TCU also lands in the Alamo Bowl. Okay, TCU goes 7-5. Wait, it did win its bowl game, 8-5. Hoover throws for over 4,000 yards, approximately 30 touchdowns. Defense, big play capable, but inconsistent early, improves late. Hoover cements himself as a Big 12 star. The team wins 8 games. What do you think, Numbskull News? What do you think of that? Helmer Henderson, Tigers are killing the Twins. Chat's got everybody in the Alamo Bowl. I don't even think Minnesota can go to the Alamo Bowl. I don't think they can go there. But you know what? I think it's still brilliant because they had the Gophers 10-3. So, Numbskull News, BS. Chat GPT is broken. Okay, we're gonna open up the phone lines if anybody wants to talk about college football. Jake Retzlaff, is he going to be benched? Anything you want to talk about? If not, we'll close this. We'll close it down. This was going to be like a little fun show on an afternoon, Saturday, June 28th. Helmer Henderson, thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Tigers are killing the Twins. That's okay. You know why? You know why, Mr. Wolverine? Because the Gophers just went 10-3. They're going to finish in the top 20 final rankings according to artificial intelligence. Will Mercer make the Alamo Bowl? Let's see here. Let's do Predicted Texas, Predicted Texas Tech Red Raiders football 2025 season led by quarterback Baron Morton, going game by game with score predictions. Give a short explanation on the outcome of each game. Give bowl game results and final CFP rankings. So let's do the Texas Tech Red Raiders. They defeat Arkansas Pine Bluff 55-10. Their next game is against Kent State, who is the worst MAC team. They win 45-14. Senior Day agriculture themed blowout. Huge passing night for Morton. Senior Day agriculture themed blowout. I don't know what that means. I do not know what that means. But they go 2-0. The Red Raiders have two really easy games to start the season. Now they play Oregon State at home. They win 35-24. It was tight early, but Tech pulls away behind Morton's 3 touchdown passes. Texas Tech is 3-0. They lose to Utah. Oh boy. A gut-wrenching road loss. Morton throws 2 picks. Utah edged out late. The Utes win this game at home, 28-24. My goodness. 3-1, Texas Tech. Now they go at Houston. They got another road game. They got to win this one. They do, 32-24. The rebound win at Houston. Morton bounces back with sharp passing and leadership. Texas Tech is 4-1. They win at home against Kansas, 30-28. A homecoming thriller. Morton leads a game-winning drive in the final minutes. The Red Raiders are 5-1. Arizona State, they lose on the road. Again, another close road loss. Tough road game in Tempe. Close, but Arizona State defense stifles late Tech surge. They win at Oklahoma State at home. Strong bounce back at home. Offense clicking on all cylinders. They lose at Kansas State. Tech struggles in Manhattan. Miscues keep them from covering. They win at Baylor. They win at BYU. No, at home on BYU. Home game versus BYU, 28-26. And nail biter. Morton late touchdown pass seals it. They win against UCF at home, 35-27. They win on the road to West Virginia, 34-28, a season ender. Morton leads one final fourth quarter drive en route to a road win. They finish 9-3, 6-3 in the conference. So a good season by Texas Tech, but they're not going to the Big 12 championship game. According to artificial intelligence, the bowl outlook. Are they going to the Alamo Bowl? Are they going to the Alamo Bowl? The Big Lubbock. Our agricultural theme and farmers, ranchers, oil appreciation day. Thank you, Big Lubbock. Appreciate it. Numbskull News. Fire McGuire now. Going 9-3. Now, is Texas Tech going to the Alamo Bowl game? Because that's where the Gophers are going against Oklahoma State. That's where TCU is going. They earn a New Year's Six Bowl bid. Likely the Cotton Bowl. Holy smokes. The Red Raiders are going to the Cotton Bowl. And they defeat Florida State 38-31. Morton lights it up with 4 touchdowns, securing a big-time bowl victory. Their final ranking is number 12 in the CFP top 25. McGuire does not get fired after a season like that. Morton cements themselves as the Big 12 Premier's quarterback with efficient play and clutch performances. The team's 3 tough losses all come on the road in tight matchups. The New Year's Six Bowl wins caps a breakout season. Wow. Wow, there it is. So, Helmer Henderson, who will spend more money on their hockey program? Western Michigan, the champs, or Minnesota? Minnesota's going to spend more money. Maybe not on rev share, although men's hockey players are getting rev share. But the NIL, I don't know if you guys saw that, but you go ahead and Google it. There is a new collective that is working within the athletic department at the University of Minnesota. It's called Minnesota Hockey Helmets or something like that. But it's already booming. Now Minnesota's going to spend more money. It doesn't mean they're going to win a national. It doesn't mean they're going to win a national championship for the first time in way too many years, because I sit in the middle of Loserville City and I am the mayor. So that's a problem. That is a problem. But Minnesota's going to spend more money. Thank you, Big Lubbock. Thank you, Helmer Henderson, for this super chat. I appreciate it so very much. I wanted the Alamo. Texas Tech better than Minnesota. I don't know. Are they? Are they better than Minnesota? Are they? They got to the Cotton Bowl. The Gophers got screwed. And they sent this to the Alamo Bowl that I don't even think we have any. We don't have any ties to the Alamo. I don't think the Big Ten. I don't know. Hopefully we'll play the Red Raiders in a bowl game. Gophers, when is the last time the Gophers lost a bowl game? Think about that. Antoine Johnson, Arizona State, had its first round hockey pick last night. Congratulations. Penn State hockey program is a coming, Greg. All right, bring it. I know, and they had a great second half of the year last year. Penn State was great last year. The first half, a little shaky, but they came on they almost won the whole damn thing. They were that close. Okay, guys, we're gonna close it up. I want to say a special thank you. The show was a little bit different today. I told you it was gonna be. After we got through the BYU, Jake Retzlaff, is he gonna be benched? Mark Bowman, John Teal, Ryan Thomas, Preston from Greensboro, Helmer Henderson. Thank you guys for your super chats. John Teal, Ole Miss quarterback. I don't think Jake Retzlaff has a chance to be the Ole Miss quarterback if he did go in the portal, because Ole Miss is going to play Austin Simmons. They've got their wagon hooked up to him. Thank you, John Teal, for the super chat. Thanks once again for your generosity. Thank you, Nitwit. Appreciate it. Numbskull News, he's bitter. Numbskull News does not like ChatGPT. Well, we're going to use it now. When we make our predictions, it's going to be Greg the Gold versus the geniuses in the PATC family, which are you guys, versus artificial intelligence. We're going to make our picks against the spread. We'll see who comes out on top. But I got to warn you once again, this year it's not Greg the Cooler, it's Greg the Gold. On this live show on June 28th, we covered, if you just joined us, we covered the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We did a spotlight on the Fighting Irish. CJ Carr, redshirt freshman, going to lead the team. Had a spectacular spring ball. Jeremiah Love, superstar. One of the top 6 in the PATC Heisman watch. Jeremiah Love, along with Jeremiah Smith, the great wide receiver for the Ohio State Buckeyes, along with the 4 quarterbacks, Arch Manning, Cade Klubnik, Sam Levitt, Nussmeier. Those 4, plus Jeremiah Love and Jeremiah Smith, those are your top 6 for the Heisman watch. Jeremiah Love, the straw that stirs the drink for the Irish. Jadarian Price, a great RB2 for the Irish. Jaden Greathouse, we talked about how he finally broke through at the end of the season, especially in the playoffs. And Leonard Moore, the shutdown corner. He was a shutdown corner as a true freshman last year. Absolutely spectacular player. Absolutely fantastic. So I want to thank you all for joining us. We did the Notre Dame. We also covered the Jake Retzlaff story. Again, we used the Salt Lake Tribune reporting on it. The Salt Lake report, BYU football player possibly broke the honor code. That means Jake Retzlaff could be benched. He could be suspended. And if he is, does he go and transfer to another program? Put down your comments and thoughts in the comment section below the video. I read the comments even after the live show is over. Very interesting comments. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Keep your head on a swivel. We could be doing a more traditional live show later on tonight to cover any breaking news. So subscribe to our channel, turn on those notifications, keep your head on a swivel. Until next time, from all of us at PATC to all of you, please you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.